Rosario, ABC News.
U.S. President George W. Bush is all praises on the Philippines' efforts to fight terrorism, but for no clear reason he canceled a scheduled one-on-one with President Arroyo at the last minute. Jovi Francisco has that story.
U.S. President George W. Bush was supposed to host a one-on-one lunch with President Arroyo today, but the meeting was canceled at the last minute. U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice didn't give an official reason for the cancellation. The two presidents were still able to talk during the lunch reception that Bush hosted for all the Southeast Asian leaders. Foreign Affairs Secretary Alberto Romualdez said that the lunch talks made a formal one-on-one meet between the two needless. Arroyo and Bush were supposed to talk about climate change and U.S. military aid. In the lunch reception, Bush singled out the President and the Philippines for our contribution to the war against terror.
One of the first things that we talked about was praising the Philippines anti-terror campaign. But I said this already earlier, no? So I said that of course the U.S. also has a share in the praise because of our partnership, our strong partnership in the South on both the soft and hard power.
President Arroyo also met with Filipinos in Australia today. She told them of the country's recent economic turnaround and announced the amnesty proclamations he signed before going to Sydney. The president is expected to hold bilateral talks with other world leaders once he's in Australia to discuss security, environment, and the economy. Jovi Francisco, ABC News.
Still overseas, nude protesters greet U.S. President Bush in Sydney. Fans pay their last respects to opera star Luciano Pavarotti in Italy. And the world's largest picture takes center stage in L.A. Details from Jackie Sierta.
At least 40 protesters simultaneously dropped their pants in a cheeky demonstration aimed at U.S. President George W. Bush during his visit to Sydney for the APEC summit. The Bumps for Bush protest was meant to illustrate their distaste for the leader and his policies, including the Iraq War. Some had peace symbols and love hearts written on their backsides to express their views against the war in Iraq. More and more people are arriving at the Modena Cathedral in Italy to pay their last respects to opera star Luciano Pavarotti. The great tenor's remains will lie in state for the whole day, with the funeral taking place on Saturday afternoon at the cathedral. Dignitaries and stars from all over the world are expected to attend. The world's largest picture makes its debut in Los Angeles, telling the story of photography, passion, transition, and time. It took 9 months to create the photograph called The Great Picture with the help of 400 volunteers. It stands 3 stories high and 11 stories wide. Women who want a facial tune-up but are not prepared to undergo plastic surgery now have a new option. Yoga for the face promises to tighten and tone sagging skin through a variety of face contorting exercises. The movements range from squeezing and crunching the brow to contracting the tiny muscles under the eyes. Jack Sheridan, ABC News.
Next on Centro, consumer complaints shut down an appliance store. And on Lifestyle Check, a 2-door Volvo sporting a one-of-a-kind radio.